Today we have Yumna Majeed with us. So welcome, Yumna.
Thank you.
So actually, Yumna Majeed is actually a medical lab technologist and an aspiring astronaut as well. So it's great to have you, Yumna. So why don't you tell us all something about yourself?
Brief summary is I am a medical lab technologist and an aspiring astronaut who has been running a space education outreach campaign in Pakistan for the past 4 years. Uh, I wanted to become an astronaut, but I couldn't take it as a career. So I started space education awareness campaign because I didn't want any other student uh, do not choose astronomy or space sciences as a career. I did because there was no scope or there was no awareness.
Okay, that's good. So like coming to the questions that we have here, right?
Yeah.
What is space according to you?
Uh, it's so much. Space, according to me, is, we can say an undiscovered land or a lab, a laboratory where we can discover a lot of things, where we can know about a lot of things which we cannot know about living on Earth. We cannot know about them by
Yeah,
living on Earth.
exactly. Okay, like since childhood, I was fascinated by a lot of things. Initially by machinery, then biology, and then physics, and then mathematics, and finally, like when I
Hmm.
was during my second year of graduation, I got to know that I'm fascinated by rocket science. So that's what I should be into, right? So how does space
Wow.
fascinates you?
No matter how backward I rewind my memory, since when I started this interest in space, this is something I say that curiosity is innate, and the passion of exploring the world, exploring the universe outside our planet is innate in me. I cannot say that I was 7 years old and then I got this news and I came to know space and now I'm passionate. No, I am passionate about space since my birth. Uh, it's something within it. It's innate, and I believe that all humans are curious about new things and about exploration. But somehow, when we grow, uh, curiosity decreases because of many factors.
Hmm. I guess we shouldn't just let that curiosity inside of us die, because at the end of the day, human being is a curiosity-driven animal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, in a space developing country, how important is it the schools for the schools and the colleges to grow the space ecosystem?
Yes. Yes. They should. It is important for schools to grow a space ecosystem because I will repeat again that I did not choose astronomy or space technology as a career because there was not much awareness. There was only one university जिसका सिर्फ मुझे पता था कि यहाँ पर स्पेस साइंसेस होती है. तो I personally believe that if our government and if our education system is having astronomy or space sciences as a part of their curriculum, or maybe after school clubs, uh, in any way that students get awareness that astronomy and space sciences is a proper field of science that exists and they can study it. It is really important because this is the only way then a country can have good scientists, good space scientists, I can say. Hello.
Yes. Actually, there's lots of birds out here, so I just mute myself while I'm done questioning you, right? So,
Yes, I'm.
all okay. So, okay, so there are people joining us on the live chat, and people have been dropping questions. We'll take them up one by one in the end. Right. So, okay, so this question is my favorite because I've been asking this question since we had webinar with Anima ma'am, then Bailey
Mhm.
Burns, and now it's your turn. Right.
Mhm.
So, a safe trip, up and down trip to ISS, or a one-way trip to Mars? What would you prefer?
I would prefer a space trip to ISS because ISS is a big lab and a lot of science is happening there. And I love to work in labs. I love to do research. And I would love to float in zero G. Uh, but there are chances for Mars as well, only if I have enough resources to conduct good research on Mars and I can send my knowledge back to Earth, even if it's a one way tour. But the preference is ISS because it's an amazing lab जहाँ पर बहुत सारे experiments हो रहे हैं and I personally love ISS.
So, have you got, by any chance, do you have any plans of growing potatoes on the Martian soil?
Yes, I personally like potatoes a lot, and who knows, I may grow potatoes on Mars as well.
I mean, being a person having the background of space sciences and biology as well gives you an added advantage, right?
Yes, maybe, but I haven't about it very seriously. But why not? An astronaut should have that unique set of skills. He should know everything, even if it's when it comes to life support system. He should know how to grow his own food and all the rocketry stuff and some maths. He should have a unique set of skills.
Exactly. I mean, being in space is all about solving all the problems, right? You just
Yes.
keep on solving the problems. So, yeah. So the other day I was reading about you, right, on the pages. So I got to know that you have this interesting gift by Commander Scott Kelly, astronaut Commander Scott Kelly, right? The telescope that was signed
Yes.
by him. So tell us more something about it.
Yeah. Okay, so when I started the space education outreach campaign in 2016, I had no telescope. I don't have any resources, and I worked without any telescope. I conducted space outreaches without any telescope for 2 years. There was a competition from Belgium, which was Science for Everyone, Star Shine for Everyone. Actually, the organization name was Star Shine for Everyone, and I applied for that competition. 10 telescopes were being distributed in the world to those people who are working for astronomy and space education all around the world. So I got one from Pakistan for Pakistan, and out of those 10 telescope, because astronaut Scott Kelly is my favorite astronaut, so I kind of requested the founder of that organization that please I want my autograph on I want his autograph on that telescope, and he somehow made it possible. So now I have my telescope with my name on it, written by astronaut Scott Kelly, signed by astronaut Scott Kelly.
That's really wonderful to know. I mean, 10 telescopes, that too just 10 telescope, and one of them you get, and that too is signed by Scott Kelly. Amazing.
Yes, it is signed by two other astronauts as well, astronaut Frank
Okay.
Divini, astronaut
Hmm.
Dirk Fremont. They both are retired astronauts of European Space Agency.
Okay, nice, nice. That's amazing to know. So, like, we have been getting a lot of question here on the live chat. It shall be fine if we start taking them up, right?
Yes.
So, okay, so I'll start with Ishan Mishra. He asks,
Okay.
how do you let yourself be curious all the time?
Okay. So be curious all the time. I think here I would say that every person should be self motivated. Self motivation is really important because if you are depending on outsiders to come and motivate you, that there is a world outside our planet and you should think about it. No, I think it is. There should be something which can self motivate you. You have to generate your own motivation, and yes, you should read. You should. My self motivation is I would say science fiction movies. I watch science fiction movies a lot, and they keep me curious. There are a lot of movies who have inspired me for space.
And the next question is by Priyansh Saxena. Apart
Mhm.
from physical skills, what are the major mental skills or soft skills which an aspiring astronaut should have?
Ah, mental skills are really important in order to become an astronaut. And I once had a conversation with a psychologist who has been selected as a commercial pilot now. Her name is Mindy Howard. And she told me that the most important skill you need is to cope with these stressful and anxiety during situations. You are tested to become an astronaut, and the best skill you should have is to cope with the environment, how you deal with the problems. If we simplify it, we can say that how you are dealing with the problems. आप पैनिक हो रहे हो या आप ज्यादा परेशान हो रहे हो और बजाय के सोल्यूशन की तरफ जाने के आप लाइक रोना डाला हुआ है कि ओ माय गॉड अब क्या होगा ये वो so having a peaceful mind, a strong mind is really important. Yeah.
Whenever it comes to the whole idea of mentality and the space missions being together, I just remind it just comes the only one thing that comes to my mind is when Sir Chris Hadfield, you know about him, right?
Who?
Astronaut Chris Hadfield.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he during the last webinar with Bailey Bunce, I got to know that he's quite a cheerful person, and like even on screen, if you see him, you can make the same conclusions, right? So during his master class, he says that we never deal with problems with our fingers crossed. That's not how we deal with problems, right? So it's all about having your mind at one place and just focusing on the problem. That's going to help you get out of the situation. All right. So, few more questions we have got here. We've covered this. Okay. Yeah, Ishant Savara. This guy is a regular viewer, so he always puts question here. What kind of microgravity experiments would you like to work? Would you like to have when you go to
Kind
ISS?
of,
Yeah.
it is kind of wild. Apart from astronomy, I am interested in genetics, medical genetics, and I want to recreate dinosaurs. So I think if I ever got a
That
chance to conduct it,
that's not a good idea because we already have 5 movies out there saying why this is not a good idea, right?
yes, but I personally love dinosaurs and I want to recreate dinosaurs. I know it's quite devastating for ISS. ISS is very precious, uh, but still, I think if I ever got a chance to conduct experiments, um, I may conduct experiments on treatment of some medical genetic disorders, I believe.
Okay. See, making dinosaurs is absolutely fine as long as they're not the bigger ones like T-Rex, right?
Let's see.
So, what is your idea on the unification of art and space?
Unification of art in space. It's a very beautiful question. Um, I love arts and these background paintings are done by me. I like to paint, and the unification of space and art is astronomy. Space is infinite, and so is art. Art and astronomy both take you to the land of infinity, to the land of imagination. स्पेस में भी आपको नहीं पता, मतलब जितना मर्जी आप डिस्कवर करो, देर इज स्टिल समथिंग अनडिस्कवर्ड. एंड सो इज इन आर्ट्स. आर्ट्स में आप जो मर्जी इमेजिन करना चाहो, आप वो पेंट कर पाते हो. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, आर्ट इज art therapy has this healing capacity. So in 2017, I started working with astronaut Nicole. Uh, she's retired NASA astronaut, and she has this initiative where she paints with the pediatric cancer patients. And then I collaborated with her. I started this project in Pakistan. I started conducting art session with the autism kids and pediatric cancer kids. Then I started conducting it for all kind of kids, because art is therapy, and I think everyone loves art. So there is this connection between arts and astronomy, as both are infinite and both take you to the land of imagination, infinite imagination. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I'm not that good at drawing, but yeah, I do enjoy watching those artistic depictions about the space, right? Like usually they come in the books and magazines, so I just love watching those images. And yeah, by the way, how do you send your paintings to ISS?
It was a project again by astronaut Nicole, her organization Space for Art Foundation. I collaborated with her. It was difficult in the beginning. उनको मनाना थोड़ा difficult होता है, because she was sending things to ISS. उसमें भी काफी NASA का role and all the politics and military stuff. Um, then I requested her that space is for everyone and space has no boundaries. So if there are any problems or hurdles, because I am from Pakistan and our political condition, or maybe somehow जैसे हमारा international image है, it जैसा image था पिछले कुछ सालों में, उसकी वजह से वो मना कर रही थी. तो I kind of emotionally blackmailed her that space is for everyone and you cannot stop me on the basis of these borders. We on Earth live as a single species, and please, I really requested her. And then she saw all the work that I have previously done, all my outreaches. I shared my photos with her that I am actually doing something, because till then मैंने कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं बनाया था और कुछ भी ऐसा मैंने स्टार्ट नहीं किया था. इट वाज जस्ट randomly I used to go to schools. Then I showed her my work. She finally agreed. Then we painted with kids from all over the world, from many countries. Then the paintings were scanned, they were compiled in a video. And not only I have sent paintings, I have sent voiceovers from Pakistani kids as well. That video has a background music along with voices of kids from all over the world. And the video starts from the voice of a Pakistani girl singing Unity. We sent that
That,
video to ISS.
that's really beautiful. Pakistan's really beautiful. Like I never got to know about these things until right now. Right? It's really nice to know these things.
Thank
Okay, okay, so let's turn on to the other questions that we are getting here on the live chat.
you.
Okay, can I join Possum after my bachelor's degree?
I think Possum is a private astronaut academy and anyone can join it after their graduation, after their master's or PhD. I know many people who have done this Possum astronaut citizen scientist training, and they have different training. I think, yes, you can join them at any time because it's a private academy. They don't have uh, any strong restrictions, any strict restrictions.
All right, then. I guess more or less after all these webinars that we have been conducting, a lot of astronaut applications are going to be flooded in the office. Uh,
Okay.
Fine. So, why ISS is used for medical research for various diseases? What are the conditions at ISS that supports these researches? This question is put by Sandeep Jangir.
Okay. So ISS में, this is a very good question. I really appreciate Sandeep who has asked it. ISS, as I said, it is a big lab और वहाँ पर हर तरह की साइंस होती है. So they were conducted some experiments and ISS जिससे पता चला कि कुछ चीजें जो हम जीरो ग्रेविटी में ग्रो करवा सकते हैं वो ज्यादा हायर क्वालिटी की होती हैं, ज्यादा बेहतर क्वालिटी की होती हैं एज कम्पेयर टू द सेम थिंग वी ग्रो ऑन अर्थ. टेकिंग एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ प्रोटीन क्रिस्टल. तो प्रोटीन क्रिस्टल जो हैं ये काफी मेडिसिन में भी यूज होते हैं, वैक्सीन में यूज होते हैं, काफी सारी यूज होते हैं. तो जब प्रोटीन क्रिस्टल्स जो हैं वो आईएसएस पर ग्रो करवाए गए तो पता चला कि वो क्रिस्टल्स ज्यादा अच्छी क्वालिटी के हैं, वो ज्यादा क्लियर हैं, वो ज्यादा जल्दी ग्रो कर रहे हैं एज कंपेयर टू द प्रोटीन क्रिस्टल ग्रोथ ऑन अर्थ. जब वो क्रिस्टल्स अर्थ पर लाए गए तो वो क्रिस्टल एक दवाई को बनाने में इस्तेमाल किए गए थे. ये एक्सपेरिमेंट जो है इट वाज बेसिकली बाय साइंटिस्ट फ्रॉम ए फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी. उस प्रोटीन क्रिस्टल से जो जीरो ग्रेविटी में या माइक्रो ग्रेविटी में जो कंडक्ट करवाए गए थे वहां बनाए थे, उनको उन्होंने यूज किया एक मेडिसिन को बनाने में. वो मेडिसिन यूज होती है फॉर बोन्स. वो मेडिसिन जब यूज की है पेशेंट्स ने तो पेशेंट्स ने काफी अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स दिखाया है. देयर वर रिड्यूस्ड फ्रैक्चर रेट among patients, and that drug got approval from FDA. And in that year, that pharmaceutical company, earned a lot of profit because वो medicine जो है उनकी वो बहुत अच्छे से काम कर रही थी. उसके अलावा there are many different uh, many different experiments. For example, if you know PCR machine, तो PCR machine हम अर्थ पे देखें तो ये काफी बड़ी सारी होती है. और PCR एक you can say it is a universal device जिससे आप different तरह के body fluids को टेस्ट कर लेते हो. स्पेस में आप इतना बड़ा आईएसएस पे इतना बड़ा पीसीआर मशीन नहीं आप ले जा सकते. सो वी हैव डेवलप्ड दिस न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी जहां पे उन्होंने एक मिनी पीसीआर डिजाइन किया है स्पेशली फॉर आईएसएस, और आप उसमें आईएसएस पर कंडक्ट करवा सकते हो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स. Another example is the robotic arm at ISS. वो रोबोटिक आर्म इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन के लिए बनाया गया, लेकिन वो अब हमारे अर्थ पे मेडिकल हेल्थ केयर में वो यूज हो रहा है इन डेलिकेट सर्जरीज लाइक आई सर्जरी, लाइक ब्रेन सर्जरी. तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं इस तरह से स्पेस में कंडक्ट किए गए एक्सपेरिमेंट हमें हेल्थ और मेडिसिन फील्ड में इस तरह से हेल्प करते हैं. आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड इनफ अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चन. दैट्स इट.
Absolutely. Like me personally, I am not that like I left biology back in 10th standard because it's interesting though, but somehow it wasn't that exciting for me because obviously it didn't had any sort of numericals, right? So instead I went for mathematics and physics. But it's really interesting to know that these things actually work in space this way.
Yes.
Mm, yeah. So okay, so after this, yeah, another question from Ishant Savaya. Wait, but before I take this question, there is an interesting question coming from a fan, right? So he
Who
wants to
fan?
know about he wants to know about your journey.
That's one.
Uh,
Okay, sure. I was just a crazy little dumb girl who was crazy about space. When I was 14 or 15 years old, I was mocked by my own science teacher, and she made the entire class laugh at me, a class full of 60 girls. And she actually asked that what I want to become uh, when I grew up. And when I said astronaut, she mocked me, she laughed at me, and she told the entire class that there is no such thing as space. I was I was hurt. I was embarrassed. I stopped talking to anyone. After a few months, I changed my section in school. Um, I was studying in the excellent A section, but then I changed my section from A to I went to D. And in D section, I had my old friends. And one day in ground, I was playing with my friends, and a girl from that previous class came and she asked that, Yumna, is that you? I said, yes, it's me. I was just playing normally with my friends. And I said, yes, it's me. Kya hua? So she said, nahi, you are normal. I was like, what, man? Yes, I am normal. And my friend started making fun of me, but then she told me that we thought you are a mentally disabled person because you have this weird dream of becoming an astronaut. और ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Like, there is no such thing as space because हमें teacher ने कहा है there is no such thing as space. So there are many other incidents from my childhood जिसमें जब जब मैंने कहा कि मुझे एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना है तो I was like rejected and mocked. Uh, गुस्सा, I think that was my anger, जो बड़े होकर positive uh, positive outcome निकला है उसका. Sometimes I feel that I have this secret superpower that I can channel my anger into positive energy. Once I'm screwed, I'm gonna rock. That's kind of person I am.
All right, so it's time to take the questions from the live chat. Okay, so do you think genetics will work any differently in microgravity, like transcription or recombination?
Not really. In Okay, wait a second. At ISS, genetics and molecular biology experiments have already been conducted. Astronaut Kate Rubins has sequenced DNA at International Space Station, the entire DNA. Uh, so I don't think so. These processes are different because these are done by kits. Special kits are designed for such experiments. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि वो अर्थ से चेंज होंगे एज कम्पेयर टू ISS. ऑफ कोर्स हम एक बहुत स्मॉल स्केल पे करेंगे, हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज बहुत थोड़े होंगे, बट आई डोंट थिंक सो कि जो एक साइंस है कि रिकम्बिनेशन ऐसे होती है वो रिकम्बिनेशन वैसे ही होगी. It's not like that protein crystal growth जो चेंज हुई, it's not like that. I don't think so.
Okay, so with respect to your last answer, we have another amazing comment put forward by Mr. Sunny Kabrawala. You are an
Mm-hmm.
inspiration for people who aspire to touch space. We are honored to have you. We space pioneers are too crazy for people to understand our dreams. That's very well said, sir. I totally
Thank
agree
you.
on that.
Thank you.
Um, all right. So the another interesting question. I also asked this question to Mr. Sean Moss during his webinar. So if you become the director of a space agency, what mission would you like to carry out?
Hmm. Wow. A manned mission to Jupiter's moon, Europa. It's my personal favorite. Inspired by the movie Europa Report.
Oh, that's way too far. Like that was,
Uh,
I thought initially it's going to go, it's just going to go for the colonization at Mars or something, but then boom comes Jupiter
no,
and then Europa.
I personally don't support Mars colonization because I believe if we have enough technology to colonize Mars, then why don't we bring back Earth first? Because we have ruined our planet. So yes, why not go to Mars and do research, but don't sacrifice Earth for going to Mars. Uh, it's not like कि हम मार्स पे तभी जाएंगे जब अर्थ खत्म हो जाएगी. No, why can't we have two planets at the same time? So we should take care of Earth as well as we should invest in the research which can be conducted on Mars.
Well, thanks to Corona and quarantine, it's been saving the planet for a long time, right? Earth is restoring. Okay, so Okay, so there are a lot of questions related to your field. Please throw some light on, is ISS gonna use genetic cloning of biological micro creatures for generation of life in space?
No, I don't think so because there are movies which proves that cloning microorganisms is dangerous. It can be dangerous. Uh, but if like very creepy kind of insects microorganisms, then I don't think so. ISS is going to do that. Uh, but cloning or tissue culture technique, these things have already been used at ISS in terms of space farming. They are growing food up there. They are conducting experiments on plants. Apart from this, some bacteria have traveled to ISS और वो उस पे भी काफी experiments कर रहे हैं. I think there is a bacteria Salmonella. Salmonella has been traveled to ISS, and apart from microorganisms, if I think so, you guys would have known that fish and mice, these two animals have traveled to ISS as well for research purpose.
So, like, I really don't know much about it, but just out of curiosity, I'm asking this question. Like,
Mhm.
fish stays in the water, right? And water floats in space. Like, so,
Yes,
right, so
somehow
how do you,
they yes. So there is a journal, a research journal of the benefits of ISS to the mankind. I think ये biannual है या annual है. I read a research in it which says that they sent fish to ISS and they conducted experiments on the physiology of fish and compared the same thing for humans because they want to make space travel and living in space safe for human beings, safe for astronauts. So the physiological changes, the nervous changes they observed in fish were similar to that on a human body. So they can compare and they can do more research that how they can make space travel safe for astronauts.
okay, so, yes, this another question is by Priyank Saxena. Wow, I mean, these guys have been putting up a lot of queries here. That's amazing. I
Going
must say today the audience is quite scientific here.
okay. Okay.
So, yeah, this question is it possible to use genetic mutation process in zero gravity? If not, then what are the boundages?
Uh, if you don't confine it with the human genetics, then I think these techniques are already being used. Uh, I don't think so. Mutation specifically, but genetic is being used up there for space farming. ज्यादा लिविंग मतलब लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स में वो प्लांट्स पे ज्यादा एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करते हैं rather than human beings or a lot of mice or fish. So I think so that not on a very large scale mutation is being conducted, but somehow they would be doing it on plants.
So yes, this question is. I think this question must be. I guess a lot of people would be looking forward to the answer of this question. What if Pakistan and India collaborate for their space projects and its growth to make a powerful space education platform? What are your views on it?
Wow, that would be like a dream come true because I personally have very good friends in India, very good friends, and there are a few people from India who have supported me when I was literally nothing. I was this crybaby. He used to say, "Okay." oh my God, Pakistan में इतनी awareness नहीं है. I can never become an astronaut. There is no space awareness in Pakistan, blah blah. And there are those people who motivated me that if there is not enough awareness in your country, then
You create it.
become the pioneer of it and start. So I
Eh,
would
Exactly.
personally love to do a collaboration with India, especially when it comes to space education. I personally believe that even if we are two separate countries now, but our roots are same. Even our memes are same, very similar. So I think that we have similar roots, and if we collaborate, putting all the political issues aside, it would be really great. But I think it's not possible because every space agency is under its country army. There is effect of militarization of on every space agency, even if it's NASA or ESA or Pakistan's Sparko or ISRO, because when it's come to space matters, it is a national defense matter, which is sensitive to every country. So I don't think so India or Pakistan उस point of view से collaborate करें, but for space education I am here. I would love to collaborate with Star for space education. Why not?
All yes. All right. So we have been actually getting a lots of question, but due to the time foundations, right? Like on just a small question here, right? This question
Mhm.
was put forward by Alvaro Camio Hernandez. Hello, I am a 16-year-old Spanish kid that is passionate about space. Could you tell us how you managed to become an astronaut? You are an inspiration for every kid that aims to become an astronaut. All right, so just a small correction. She's an aspiring astronaut, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, like what message would you like to give all to all these space pioneers?
Okay. One message that I want to give these space pioneers. There are many messages that I want to give. Um, my life has been changed because of one quotation by Gandhi. That is, be the change you wish to see in the world.
Yes,
So
exactly.
first advice for all space pioneers is uh, don't wait for outsiders or don't depend on anyone कि कोई बाहर से आएगा आपकी हेल्प करेगा या ऐसे नहीं होता कि आप बैठे रहो एंड यू कीप क्रिटिसाइजिंग कि वो देखो वो क्या कर रहा है ओ ये तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ भाई कर सकते हो तो उठो और करो ठीक है and the second and the very most advice for all space pioneers is to be a very 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 good researcher. uh, if you are want to be, if you are interested in some science कोई भी science में आपको interest है and at the same time you want to become an astronaut, then you have to be a very good scientist. You have to be a very good researcher. अपनी whatever science you are studying उसमें बहुत अच्छे बन जाएं, उसमें बहुत अच्छी रिसर्च करें बिकॉज अगर आप एक एस्ट्रोनॉट बन रहे हो तो इतने ढेर सारे एप्लीकेशंस होते हैं. व्हाट मेक्स यू स्टैंड आउट? ठीक है, व्हाट आर यू ऑफरिंग एट आईएसएस? आप में ऐसा क्या है, आपका क्या आइडिया है, आपका क्या रिसर्च है, क्या स्पेसिफिक स्किल्स हैं आपके पास कि अगर आप बाकी 10 लोगों के अलावा सिर्फ आपको आईएसएस पे भेजा जाए तो आप ऐसी क्या अमेजिंग रिसर्च करने वाले हो जिस जो वाकई बेनिफिशियल होगी. तो आई पर्सनली बिलीव के एक एस्ट्रोनॉट बनने से पहले, क्योंकि एस्ट्रोनॉट तो बहुत एंड में आता है, उस जर्नी एस्ट्रोनॉट बनने तक की वो जो जर्नी है ना उसमें आपको बहुत कुछ सीखना है. और समटाइम्स ये होता है कि आप जब अपनी डेस्टिनेशन पे पहुंच जाते हो तो आपको लगता है कि वो अच्छा ये क्या था, बस ये था. अ, तो वो जो जर्नी होती है ना उसके मजे लो, ठीक है. और yes, apart from this becoming a very good scientist, this kid from this 16-year-old kid, I would like to tell him that I am not an astronaut. I am a space educator. I am an aspiring astronaut. Uh, But there are many astronauts who have their educational background in life sciences. They are biochemists, they are biomedical engineers, they are geneticists, and still they become an astronaut. So here it comes again that they were amazing scientists. Uh, I think astronaut Peggy Whitson or maybe astronaut Kate Rubins, uh, they are biomedical engineer or biochemist. They have some life sciences background, and still they become an astronaut. So you have to be a very good scientist before you try to become an try to become an astronaut. Yeah,
Okay, so that like I have been enjoying all the answers really, like all the questions, even the questions that were put forward by the audience, that was really good. And yeah, as as far as the collaborations for the space education and those programs are considered, we have this suggestion by Mr. Sunny Kabrawala. He says we can take the first step of collaboration. So I guess very soon we are going to have this collaboration. Right? All right. So I guess we're not able. We have answered almost all the questions, but few questions in the live chats were left unanswered. I hope you will
mhm.
definitely go back to them and answer, right? And I guess
Sure.
that's it for now. So thanks to all the audience who joined us today and asked these all of the amazing questions based on a lot of biology and genetics and space sciences, whatnot. That was really amazing to have all of you guys. And thanks to Yumna, you as well. I mean, thanks for sharing your
Thank you.
time and this insight to the biology and the biology and unification with space sciences. That was really amazing to me. So thanks a lot.